Hey there, it's Dorleen, and today I'm participating in a YouTube hop for Peacecraft Love and her 500th subscriber celebration. So this is more of a mixed media hop, and there were a list of 5 items that we had to use. 1 texture paste, 2 the color blue, 3 a stencil, 4 coffee, and the 5th thing squirrels. So as soon as I saw squirrels, the first thing I thought of were my road trip that we took to Zion, eventually went through Arizona, ended up in Tucson before we going home. But I don't normally do mixed media in my scrapbooking, so if you are already a subscriber, you are aware of that. But I do have a lot of mixed media items because I do junk journaling, and for whatever reason, I keep them separate. So I decided to, again, using a travel theme, I had this stencil that I got from, it was part of a Simple Stories travel set, and I'm just using my texture paste that I have. It's a clear one, transparent, whatever you want to call it, but it worked fine. So I just pushed that through the stencil as you normally would. I used that T-square because at first I was just going to plop it down and go for it. But then I realized I did kind of need it to be a little bit straight because the idea of the layout, or the thing I had in mind, needed like a top border. Excuse me. So I'm just going through again, putting the texture paste through the stencil and drying it right now. It does go through a couple of phases of drying. So as it's drying, I decide what kind of paper I'm going to use because I'm going to do a horizontal stripe just right there. I use this road trip kind of signs paper that I've had in my stash. Excuse me. I did create a hiking slash nature scrapbooking kit, and I just pulled a whole bunch of papers and stickers and Cricut cuts, things like that, so that it was easy to find when I was ready to work on these scrapbooks. So part of that was that sticker sheet, and you notice that I pointed out there was a strip of just said road trip. So when I put down this ink, so normally, like I said, when I do mixed media, I do it in my junk journal, so I don't care so much that it warps or that it does all these other kind of random things. But I realized I probably should have had a little bit more control of this for the scrapbook. So it had to get really wet, and you can see that it's super messy, which is also kind of fun because it is May and I am doing kind of a messy May series. So this is part of that as well. So I was using the heat gun to try to move that ink a little more. I do like the way it looks over the textured paste, but that kind of blobby line things, not too sure about, but I don't hate it, so that's okay. So again, it's still a little bit damp, but I am just pulling strips of paper and stickers that I found that I'm going to be using with these pictures, and again, I'm just going to put them across the page. So the funny thing is that one picture of the sign did get very messy when I squirted the inks, so I had to reprint that, which it's fine. That strip of the rocks or the desert look was something that I found also in my kit that I talked about, so that was really a fun addition. So I basically just adhered all the pieces of papers down. I used a lot of adhesive because of the warping of the paper, and I don't show you, but I did use some liquid adhesive on the road trip paper because I felt like that would adhere a little bit better to that with that texture paste. So once I'm done with that, I'm pretty happy with it, and I hope you are too. And when you get a chance, make sure you click down or look down below in the information box because I'll have the list of the hoppers on there, and please make sure you check out their channels. There is a giveaway, so please check out the Peace Lovecraft site as well, and you can enter the giveaway there. Also on there will be my blog address, which I will have more details of this layout as well as just a lot of other scrapbook layouts and mixed media and other items that I create and don't always have a YouTube video of. So I cheated a little bit with the coffee. That splatter that I put on is called dark roast, and in my mind that means coffee. So sorry, I just wasn't sure how I was going to incorporate coffee with this. So again, that's my little cheat, I guess. So these embellishments are all again from Simple Stories. And I pulled a bunch of stuff that I thought I would use. I'm basically concentrating on this lower right hand corner with all my embellishments. Now I just started grabbing them and putting them and fussing them. And if you do this kind of thing, you know that you can probably sit here for hours just moving little items here or there, up, down, and for whatever reason, you just keep on going until you know it's right. Well, after a while, I decided, you know what, I just need to start putting some adhesive down and just adhering it. So this sticker sheet I've had forever, and I was so excited to be able to use it. I thought I was going to use that stop or yield sign, but I ended up using this interstate sticker, and for the most part, I'm covering it because I'm pretty sure we were not on Interstate 15, or if that's even a thing. But one thing I noticed too, and you'll see me do it right here, is so that one, are we here that sticker, here yet sticker? If you notice on the top, it was an airplane. Now, we did not fly, we drove. So that's why I grabbed that little label, that plain label, and just covered that. And I do that a lot with these little embellishments because they're so cute, and there might be a part of it that you really like, but it doesn't necessarily go with what you're doing. So make sure you really look at it. You can cover things, you can cut things off. I mean, I do that all the time. I mean, you got the stuff, use it. If nothing else, use it as a base and just fully cover it. But so like I mentioned, I just decided I needed to start putting adhesive on the back of these things and just sticking them down. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And I really like the way it looks. I think it's so fun when you just really layer, 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 layer. And that is really kind of part of my MO, if you want to call it that. So please, when you get a chance, look at my scrapbooking playlist. I do post at least 2 videos a week. One will always be scrapbooking, and the other is whatever it is I'm doing in the command center, which is the name of my blog, and also my craft room. So now we have to work on squirrels. So I was so happy because I did remember that I had some squirrel stamps. I don't use them. Matter of fact, I've never used them. So you will see me stamp off on it a little bit. But I just grabbed some brown ink and started stamping. So originally I was just going to stamp them across, and then I thought I wanted to do more generational stamping, and that's when you stamp once, well, first ink, then stamp once, and just kind of continue, which is what I'm doing right there. And that's okay. I didn't get clear squirrels on a lot of those, but I was okay with that because it was the look I was going for, not necessarily the image. And I was going to do a second row on top, and then I decided against it. But you will see me stamp kind of here and there, and again do that generational stamping. But I think that squirrel is so fun. Now, I don't even know if we saw a squirrel. We definitely didn't see squirrels when we were on the road, but it just worked, like I said, because it was an outdoor layout. Now, remember this little cloud thing? I had taken it out and I was going to use it, and I just didn't like it. But once I realized that the layout was very right-hand heavy, I knew I needed to do something over on that left-hand side. So then all of a sudden that cloud thing just worked out perfect because, first of all, we're on the top of the layout, and with all that blue, it really does look like sky, which is what I intended. So now adding that cloud just really reinforces that look. And even though that little embellishment said drive and it had a car, which would have been appropriate, I did cover the car with the cactus. And I think it just really turned out super cute. And the nice thing about this is there's some pinks and yellows and things like that, but it all coordinates because I use that same embellishment pack. So all the colors really just went together, even though I did kind of wander a little bit on the colors. So when I do the squirrel on this side, I realized I wanted it to go in the opposite direction. So thankfully the stamp set also had some going in the looking towards the right. So I'm stamping those squirrels on this side so that it kind of balances the page. And those stamps are from Bloom Arts, which I believe she has an Etsy shop. And if I don't have it down in the information box here, I will have the information on my blog on the Simple Stories exact pack I used, and any of the products that I used for this layout. But I hope you do like it. It was a lot of fun. I am going to be honest with you. I probably won't do a lot of more mixed media in my scrapbooking. I don't like that warpage, even though I ironed it. But I was able to do all 5: texture paste, blue, stencil, coffee, or my version of coffee, right? And the squirrels. So I hope you like it. Please make sure you hit all those other YouTubers. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm so glad that I participated in this hop. Bye, and have a great day. Oh, and don't forget to like my page and to hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Bye.